Mount Sinai. God speaks in fire and thunder. The wilderness was no longer just a place of wandering. It had become a classroom, a place where God was shaping a people from former slaves into a holy nation, and now he would reveal himself. Not through plagues or parted seas, but through his voice. At the foot of a mountain called Sinai, the people of Israel would experience something no nation had ever seen. God himself would speak. After 3 months of travel from Egypt, the Israelites camped in front of Mount Sinai, a massive, rocky mountain, silent, towering, waiting. Then God called to Moses from the mountain, "Tell the people, you have seen what I did in Egypt, how I carried you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Now if you obey me and keep my covenant, you will be my treasured possession." Moses brought the message to the people, and they responded, "All that the Lord has spoken we will do." But before they could meet with God, they had to prepare. God told Moses, "Have the people wash their clothes. Be ready by the 3rd day. Do not go near the mountain." Boundaries were set. Even touching the mountain would mean death, for man or beast. God was holy. The people must approach with reverence. On the morning of the 3rd day, the mountain shook, thunder roared, lightning flashed, a thick cloud covered the peak, and a trumpet blast sounded louder and louder. The people trembled. Then fire descended upon the mountain and smoke billowed like a furnace. Mount Sinai was wrapped in fire, and the earth shook violently, and in that moment, God spoke. With no prophet or priest between, the voice of the Lord thundered out of the fire. "I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the house of slavery." Then came the 10 Commandments, God's moral law. 1. You shall have no other gods before me. 2. You shall not make idols or bow to them. 3. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. 4. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. 5. Honor your father and mother. 6. You shall not murder. 7. You shall not commit adultery. 8. You shall not steal. 9. You shall not bear false witness. 10. You shall not covet. These were not just rules, they were the foundation of a covenant. God was not just rescuing a people, he was building a relationship. But the voice was too much for them. They cried out to Moses, "Speak to us yourself and we will listen." "But do not let God speak to us or we will die," Moses said. "Do not be afraid. God has come to test you so that the fear of him will keep you from sinning." Closing reflection at Mount Sinai, the people saw what few have ever witnessed. Not just the might of God, but the holiness of God. And from the smoke and fire came not destruction, but direction. God's law, given in love, spoken with power, intended to lead his people into freedom with boundaries of righteousness. And one day, that law would be fulfilled by a greater deliverer, not written on stone, but on hearts. The Lord came down on Mount Sinai to the top of the mountain. Exodus 19:20. Subscribe and join us for episode 27. When the people wait for Moses and something goes terribly wrong at the foot of the mountain.